How's everybody doing? First of all, how's the sound? I just got a new microphone that actually connects to the iPhone. I'm hoping it's going to improve the quality of these live streams. It sucks. Good sound. Good, great sound, better. Bentonville. Sound is great. All right. All right, so guys, just let me know if my framing is off. I don't have a screen up or anything. What we're doing today is I'm going to take this mess of USB hubs, chargers, cables, and turn it into one cohesive charging case so that when I'm traveling, I can open this thing up. I can put my gimbal batteries, GoPro batteries, point and shoot batteries, everything in here, as well as all my extra stuff, and close it up and have one plug to charge it all. Now this is like a constant battle out on the road, especially with Brian and I. We have basically what we call spider webs of chargers everywhere, sometimes like multiple USB cables in the wall. Brian has his set up a little more dialed than mine, but again, end result, I want everything plugged into this thing. I want to plug this in, and I want everything to be charging. So that is pretty much what we're going to try and do today. I don't know if I'm going to succeed at this. I don't know if we're going to fail, but I'm going to work on it for about an hour, and we'll see where we get. So first of all, I've got this case. Let me take this piece out here. I got to make sure I measure everything up for this. Hey, Ezra, thank you. What are some important things to consider when looking for a good urban mountain bike? Dude, a good urban mountain bike? Get a hardtail and put some street tires on it. That's really it. I would say for an urban mountain bike, you want something that's going to be comfortable, something that's maybe more like an XC geometry, if that's what you're talking about, like a commuter bike. If you're talking about an urban mountain bike, like something to ride street with, then honestly, you're either best off with a dirt jumper with sort of like Maxxis Holy Roller kind of tires, like a smoother tread, or you're better off with, like I was saying before, a hardtail with street tires. Those are the things you want to look for. I can't think of anything else right off the bat that would be more important. For an urban, full suspension just doesn't make as much sense. You definitely don't want too knobby tires because you're going to be pedaling around everywhere and you're going to just feel the vibration. So yeah, check out hardtails. And if you're really just going to be riding street with it and jumping off of stuff and trying to find lips, just get a dirt jumper, man, and put like Maxxis Holy Rollers on it. That's the best advice I could give. So as you can see, there's ABS plastic on the bottom of this case right here. I actually cut that out and measured it and put it in here beforehand. I also cut out this other piece of ABS plastic to put in here. And what this is going to do is it's going to cover up the mess of wires that's going to the charger. Then this piece is going to fit in and all the chargers are just going to be lined up. So in the end, we're not really going to see any of the wires or behind the scenes stuff. Now to hold everything in, this is 3M dual lock. I don't know if any of you guys have ever used this stuff, but it's like heavy duty Velcro. I think 3M actually makes Velcro brand stuff. So, and I'll show you by first attaching this thing, which I'm going to put here kind of in the corner so I can plug all the cables into it. So yeah, anybody that's used, I see some comments there, anybody that's used this stuff knows it's like incredible. Like if you attach something with Velcro, like this stuff, it sort of attaches and then it moves around and it jiggles and stuff. This stuff is solid like a rock. So I'll be able to take it all apart and service it if I have to, add more cables, change out a bad USB hub. So this is going to make this thing serviceable in the long run. So first thing I'm going to do is mount my USB charger. Now should I put this thing like this and have the charger coming out this way? Or should I have it like this? Yeah, this makes more sense, right? Because it's close to the edge. Yeah. The only thing is I feel like this is going to be less vulnerable if it's on this side. All right. Game time decision. I'm going to put it this way. Hey, David Worcester. Hey, I asked you before off of Diamondback. I'm debating now between a Mission Pro or a Release 3. I'm going to be doing some trail riding, but also be doing a downhill park by my house. What one would you think would be better? If you're going to be riding a downhill park, you want the biggest bike possible. And with the 6 inches of travel on the Mission Pro, that's definitely going to be the better choice. But it can get its way around trails. I mean, I rode the North Shore with it. I was climbing all over the place in Washington and BC. You can climb with it. It's got lockouts. And generally a 6-inch bike it's not out of the ordinary to ride trails with. I mean, lots of people ride trails with 6-inch bikes. The only thing about the Mission Pro is it's got a pretty long chainstay, which makes it better suited for descending. But yeah, I would say the Mission Pro would probably be a better choice there. It's got heavier duty shocks, heavier duty linkage, and everything. So yeah, that's a pretty solid answer to that question. It would also depend on how often you're going to ride the downhill park. I might go this week to the downhill park on my release. I'm not going to be able to go as fast. I'm not going to be able to hit some of the bigger stuff, or I'm just going to have to hit it slower. But I do like having a smaller, nimbler bike. But again, the difference between them is not totally insane. They're both, it's not like the Mission's a full-fledged downhill bike with coil shocks and tons of travel. So I'd say it's a pretty safe bet. Go with the Mission Pro. And if I'm not mistaken, you can get a pretty good deal on them right now. So that might even sort of sweeten the deal. So we have our Scotch lock here, and I'm going to show you guys how this stuff works. Basically, it's not like Velcro where there's a furry side and a hard side. It's all the same. You cut a piece of Scotch lock in half, and then you can attach that same piece of Scotch lock together. This dual lock. I'm sorry, I call it Scotch lock, but I think they sell it under that name too. And it's hard. So what I'm going to do is make a piece for one side of the hub, make a piece for the other side of the hub. And again, this is a powered USB hub that has an actual wall plug. So this is going to give me enough power to charge everything at the same time. And we're going to clean this up in case I had oil on my fingers and just attach it. Will Lucas, hi Seth, I try to super chat on every one of your lives and hope you can start to recognize me. I do recognize you, Will. I've only started riding seriously this year and I love your vids. Dude, that's awesome. And you know, while you're at it, there's tons of other YouTube channels out there that you can learn all sorts of things from. Like, I hope you're watching Brian, because Brian, although I would consider Brian a pretty advanced rider, I mean, he goes everywhere we all go. He's learning so many things, and you get to see that in his videos. And by following somebody like Brian, you can really get that sort of beginner experience. And again, he's not a beginner. He's taking you on pretty advanced trails, but he includes the learning experience more than I do. So yeah, it's great these days that we have YouTube as a resource for riding, because when I first started in BMX and everything like that, there wasn't much besides the DVDs you got at the bike shop. And I don't think they offered sort of as personal of an experience as YouTube does. Let me get a paper towel. And I do realize that this is not so bike related, except that it's relevant to anybody that carries around a lot of cameras and films their rides. And I know that's been sort of a continuing theme on my channel. We, do a lot of filming stuff. We do videos on GoPros and things like that. So as long as you guys keep watching this stuff, I'm going to keep posting it. And of course, once I catch up from being back from the trip, we're going to do more skill stuff and repairs and things like that, and definitely hacks. I have so many hacks. I have a huge list of hacks that I just continually nurture. Whenever I think of something, I whip out my phone and add it to the list. And I got some really fun stuff for you. So we're gonna mount this hub here. Because this stuff is textured, I'm really hoping it's gonna stick. You know, the ABS is sort of, you know, did I put the Scotch lock on the wrong side? Oh no. Mods might be needed. Yeah, I think you're right about that. Everybody who super chatted me, you don't have to, but I'm gonna make you all mods. And again, you don't have to take this responsibility. I have other moderators that pop into the chats from time to time, but I'm gonna make you guys all mods. I'm gonna give you some power. And you who said mods might be needed, I'm also gonna make you a mod. So you guys, anybody who wants to impose their will, there you go. All right, so I'm gonna go back to building this charging case now. So I feel like if I put it this way with this plug over here, there's like a little more space here, and I feel like it's gonna be more protected from getting impacted. And plus, I put the Scotch lock on the wrong side, so let's run with it. Put it in here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't want spam, and I don't want, you know, it's pretty obvious what shouldn't be in the chat. I don't want spam. I don't want people like making like tons of spaces and filling up the whole chat with crap, or just people can hate on me all they want or whatever, and curse. I don't really care about that. It's more like really hate speech, personal attacks, and just spam. All right, so this is mounted into place. Let's get this stuff out of the way. I'm gonna have to figure out, I guess I'll probably just pile this up in here when I'm done with it. That's another good part, is the actual charger is gonna be able to go in here and get zipped up as one thing. So I can just open it up, whip this out, plug it in. This USB cord, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. I might just remove it. But I guess if I didn't have a charger, I could plug this into a computer to charge the whole thing. So, although my new freaking MacBook doesn't have USB ports, Apple woes. It's got USB-C, but you guys will all have that soon too. All right, let's put this crap aside and move on. I don't want to dwell on this USB hub forever. So, this piece right here, it's going to cover the USB hub. Get all this crap out of the way. These guys are going to go in here. And the chargers are going to go right here. And I'm going to try and make this as secure as possible concerning all the wires. So I actually have these guys. These are cable ties that have adhesive on the bottom. And what these do is you stick them down, and then any cable that you need to go in, it kind of slides underneath there, and then you can snap this down and it'll hold it in place. So that's going to make it so that it doesn't move around and, you know, unplug. That's the last thing I want. I want to be able to just plug it in here. Mods are doing their jobs. And guys, just so you know, when you get banned, you actually get banned from my channel forever. You'll see your comments when you post them on other videos, but nobody else will. You're just going to be kind of keyboard warrioring into the wind. So, yeah, it's one strike on any channel that you get modded in the super chats of. So it's your choice. I know you can always create a whole new YouTube account, but I just don't get trolling. I don't understand like what the appeal is. All right, so this guy, This is my gimbal charger. I think I'm going to install it like this. So it goes in this way. Might have to slice a little thing here. Hey, Church 370. I love what you're doing with your channel and love all your videos. You've reinvigorated my passion for mountain biking. That's what it's all about. I get a lot of comments that say that, and, you know, I'm a relatively average rider, and I think I do relatively average things, but I think that's relatable, and it's gotten a lot of people to say, hey, you know what? If this short dude with gray hair can go out and mountain bike, I can do it too. And that's what I'm trying to do. So, Church 370, hats off to you. I'm glad I could inspire you, and I hope you continue to nurture your love for mountain biking. So you guys probably can't see on the camera here, but I have these things here, and then I have the wires kind of going underneath this thing, and I don't know whether I want to like snip this thing so the wires go more smoothly, or whether I should just let it ride. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to let it ride. So let's use this as a measurement instead of having this stupid thing in the way. Ooh, you know what? I didn't even consider this. You see how this sticks up? That's no good. That's no good at all. I'm gonna have to come up with a solution for that. So, because this, wow, check out this Scotch lock, by the way. I mean, that stuff is no joke. So because this thing is shaped like a teardrop, I think actually if I mount it this way, the USB cables are going to go out flat. Let's check it out. Why am I incapable of plugging a USB cable in? There we go. Oh yeah, this is way better. All right. So, should I just reuse these? Yeah, screw it. Screw it. I'm gonna reuse these, and if it's not like I'm jumping off of buildings with this thing. I feel like the surface area of it should keep it in place. So let me make sure that there's enough room with this plug. If you guys have ever made something yourselves, you know it doesn't go as smoothly as when you see an edited YouTube video where all this part of it is sort of edited out, and it's like, put this in, mount this, run. It's not really like that. There's a good amount of trial and error. Oh, this is great. This is perfect now. Exactly what I wanted. Let me get this piece of crap out of here. All right. So this goes here. This gets mounted here. Probably move it a little closer. So there's going to be slack in these wires. These are the shortest USB cables I could find, so I want to kind of run them a little further down so that it takes up the slack and makes it a little bit neater. I'd say I'm happy with the position of this guy, so I'm going to Scotch lock it in place. I'm telling you, if you guys are ever doing like projects like that, you've got to try this Scotch lock crap. It's insane. I know I keep calling it Scotch lock. That's like another 3M brand of this stuff, but this is Dual Lock. 3M Dual Lock. This is not sponsored by Dual Lock. I had to pay a lot of money for that stuff. It was like $25 for like a roll of it, it's just completely ridiculous. But hey, 3M has the patent on it, so what are you gonna do? Okay. Yeah, I'll put that about there. Yeah. And you can see normal, what the hell is it called? Velcro really moves around a lot. This stuff, it's not like flopping everywhere. I mean, you can move it, but it's there. It's there. And I know I forgot to put alcohol on this, but okay. So now let's attach this. This is gonna go right here, and then that's not a bad. That looks pretty neat. Let's dry fit this first. Let's take a look. This looks all right. Cut a hole in the pack and add a fan for cooling. I'm not really worried about that. I can always leave it open. And I want to conserve as much space. The end result, I don't want this to take up more space than just laying all the chargers on the floor. I want it to be a neater, more compact solution for when I'm traveling and mountain biking and I want to keep all my stuff together and have more room for the things that matter. Be able to have all my batteries prepared for the next day and just make videos for you guys. So, yeah. I'm not in love with the way this cable goes here, but I don't know if you can see that. It goes kind of around there. It's only moving because it's such a small piece. If the Velcro were larger, it'd be a bit sturdier. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Or if I had two pieces on either side of this, it would probably be a bit sturdier. But honestly, I don't need it to be perfect. Another thing that's going to make this more sturdy is when I tie down the cable, because it's going to hold in place. But I'm not going to tie down the cable until I'm like settled on this. So I can either put this charger this way and have the cable run out this way, which is sort of janky, or I can do it this way, which actually doesn't look so great over here, but I'm not pushing up this whole thing over here. Yeah. I know you guys probably can't see from up here, but this is going to be the better solution because the wires are not pushing up on this middle support. So, yep. Gonna run with it. Scotch lock. And this time dual lock. And this time I'm going to do one piece on either side to try and make it a little bit sturdier. We'll learn from your guys' comments and stuff. Oh, there's all sorts of crap on here. Ugh. See if I can. Good enough, right? I don't need to get it perfect. Just need this crap out of the way. Getting a lot of love in the comments. Thank you guys. I have to apologize right now for just not posting as many videos and just not being back to the normal fun stuff. When I go on a trip, not only is it hard to edit on the road, but when I get back, I have a pile of administrative crap to do when I get home just to keep things running and editing from the trip and whatnot. And it ends up realistically putting me behind like 2 weeks. So I've actually been working all day, every day, trying to make this all work and get the videos back to normal. But I got a lot of really fun stuff in the hopper, so hang tight. I haven't forgotten. This is my job. I take it seriously. But the nature of my videos means they take a long time to edit, and I'm usually working on a lot of things at the same time. So it's like, yeah, it's a struggle. But thank you so much for your patience. All right, so mount this piece of crap gimbal charger. Aussie idiots, you had a really big accident on the trails and you started riding again. Dude, I'm glad I could inspire you to do that, but honestly, mountain biking is one of those things that's... I haven't really met anybody that's gotten injured and then stopped. You know, it's like you just can't wait to heal so you can get back out again. It's sort of kind of foolish, but I'd say we've all done that at some point. You know, you smash yourself and it's like you want to ride even while you're still smashed up. The second you can make it out there again, you do. I think we're all guilty of that. All right. We got these two bad boys in there. It's starting to look good. So when this cover goes in here, see, you don't see any of that stuff. Just chargers for GoPro batteries and gimbal batteries and all sorts of nonsense. I love this. I'm excited. Okay, one more charger. So now this charger just irks the crap out of me. So you have a battery that goes in on this side, and you have a battery that goes in on this side. So what am I going to do? If I put it in this way, I can only charge one battery. If I put it this way, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of sloppy looking, but maybe that's the best way to go. I feel like if I put knock a little hole right here, run this cable through it, mount it like this, I could access both battery ports. Wesley Minion, can't do $20 today because the wife decided that we are building a deck this weekend. The plus side, I also bought the lumber to build an SBH workbench. Hell yes! You know what? I've got to start like a real hashtag for this so that we can look them up on Instagram. I'd say SBH bench. If you build a bench because you saw one of my videos, tag it SBH bench, whether you're doing it on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. That way, if you search for that tag, you'll see other people that have made the benches. And guys, please come up with your own like creative things on the bench. You know, not just the things that I did. I mean, a lot of people really love the holes on the front for these Allen keys, which was definitely not my idea, by the way. The completely not to code outlet at the top that my laptop is plugged into, but I want to see all the creative things that people come up with workbenches. It's always really fun for me to go through those. And Wesley, don't ever feel bad for not being able to give me $20. You can always watch for free. Right now, I'm honestly just having kind of a bad day. I didn't get as much stuff as I wanted done. I said, you know what? Let me do a live stream and feel like I accomplished something. And instead of just being in my garage alone building this thing, do it with hundreds or even thousands of people. So this is a lot of fun for me. All right, so what do you guys think? Do you see my dilemma here? There's a charger on both sides. It's going to look so much neater if I lay it down right there, but then I can only charge one Sony point-and-shoot battery at the same time. Should I mount it like this, pop a hole and run it through, or should I go with form over function and lay it flat? I want to know what you guys think. Split it in half. I think it's one circuit board, so I don't think we can do that. Put it vertical with a hole through it, pop a hole, function, mount it on a hinge. That's smart. Mount it on the side. Function. I'm all about that. I'm all about function, and I'm all about seltzer. All right, so let's do that. And I think the dual lock is going to be strong enough to hold it like this too. So I'm just going to make sure I cover the whole bottom with it. Overwhelmingly, you guys want to see this be functional, and I like that. So I'm going to do exactly that. So let's use like $80 worth of dual lock here. I'm going to really make sure this counts. See, is there, these pretty much same height. And again, even if this isn't dirty, when you clean stuff off with alcohol before you stick it down, it just makes sure like oil and stuff from your hands is off of it, and that stuff can keep it from sticking. Okay. Make sure to check it with the battery in it, otherwise you might find the battery may not fit. That's a good point. I've used this a lot of times. Do I have any of those Sony batteries around? Should I just wing it? Let me see if I have one. I hate leaving the live stream to check stuff, but I think I have 2 of them right here, and actually they're knockoff ones. I got these Wasabi Power ones. I've had really good luck with these Wasabi Power batteries. I can't complain. So, definitely not easy, but glad you told me to do that, because I think I need, yeah, I can do it with this much space. I really wanted to get it like that close, but I think I'm going to have to keep it over there. But honestly, that's not even going to take up more space than if I put it flat. So it's like, this is clearly the better solution. Like, clearly. Okay, so this is the side I cleaned. I'll clean it again just in case it wasn't. And come to Toronto. Isn't Drake from Toronto? You always forget that guy's Canadian. Will you be at the Pisgah Mountain Bike Festival in October in Brevard? Maybe I will. To be honest, and it's probably not a good quality of mine, but I avoid crowds. But that sounds too good to pass up. All right. Oh, the Scotch lock makes it push up a little bit further, and then the other piece is going to make it even further. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay. All right, so one more piece of dual lock. And you can see this stuff just snaps in like so sturdy. Garth Hewitt, thanks for all the videos. Keep it up, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching the videos. And thanks for your support too. Doing these live streams is really fun. And of course the super chats, of course if you leave a super chat, I'm going to be more apt to respond. But I really chose this path because it's fun. If you watch the video that Matt and Jason did, I think a lot of things that Brian and I said were really straight from the heart. Like, we had careers before this, and we moved on to doing this definitely not because of the money, because it's way more enjoyable. Don't you want to wake up and make fun videos and hacks and stuff every day rather than, sit in a cubicle or sit on the phone with clients? So I love it when you guys thank me for the videos, but thank you for watching, because I couldn't do it without you. That's really the truth. I have you guys to thank a lot more than you guys have to thank me. So, time to pop a hole in here, and it's maybe it'll get frayed, maybe it won't. We'll see. So, yeah, I'm going with right there. I was going to use the scissor. I'm going for the razor blade. I'm going to make as small as a hole as I really have to. And then I'm going to kind of force the thing through. Probably could cauterize it with a lighter or something, but the whole thing might go up in flames, and I don't know. Not that I'm a safety nut or anything, but I don't know. You can take little precautions, like don't light your thing on fire. Maybe a soldering iron. Maybe I could cauterize it with a soldering iron so it doesn't get frayed. Although this stuff doesn't seem to have a propensity for fraying. I'm looking at it right now and it really seems okay. Oh, do I turn this piece of crap around? Nick Coletti, love the videos. You got me back into biking. I love when I hear that people got back into biking. I know a lot of you guys are definitely not beginners, but a lot of you guys are either beginners or you used to bike and you kind of put it down for a while and then you said, hey, let me go out and get my bike running again or buy a bike and make this happen. And that's a huge inspiration for me to keep doing it and to keep the content coming. So thank you, Nick. Thank you, Garth. Thank you, Wesley, Church 370, Will Lucas, David Worcester, Ezra. I really appreciate you guys, and I appreciate everybody else out in the chat watching for free. Definitely everybody's welcome, whether you're leaving super chats or not. I appreciate all of you guys. So now that I've ran this cable through here, I'm starting to think, how is this thing gonna fit now? It's gonna kind of be up a little bit higher. I guess that's not the end of the world though, right? And I still haven't figured out how I'm gonna get this freaking thing to stay, but we'll worry about that later, right? Now these guys are sort of pushing this up. Now that I know that this doesn't seem to fray very easily, I'm actually gonna put some slits in it for those. I think I'm gonna put that slit that way and then cut a little sort of T in it. And then this one, I love buying stuff and cutting it up. All right, so let's see if this fits any better. I know from up above you guys can only see a limited amount. Oh, much better. Fits in like super nice. You guys are gonna get to see this thing come to fruition and see the end result. And so these live chats, I don't make them public afterwards, and there's a few reasons I don't make them public. But one of the reasons is that you know, when somebody new finds my channel, I want every video they click to be a banger, and these kind of videos I think are only going to be more interesting for people that are following me. So I make them available to my patrons for replay. But if you want to replay it, if you're watching this and you want to be able to see the replay because you missed the first part, just save the link up in your URL bar or click the share button and like text message it to yourself, and then once the entire thing is posted, you can watch it later. So that's something I haven't mentioned. So even if you're not a patron, if you're with me on the live stream, I want you to be able to watch it again. No, nobody is going to find it unless it's in their subscription feed, but you can watch this again and see this from the start. And then when you see this case in future videos, you were one of the few people that was a part of building it, which I think is kind of cool. So let's see where this thing is going to go. I got to use up a little bit of slack. Maybe we'll plug it in here. Man, this USB hub is not easy to plug crap into. You know, now I'm starting to feel like these wire ties are unnecessary. But I'm still gonna tie down anything I can. Yeah, how can I route this like super securely? Maybe if I like... I feel like this one... I'm like I used to do car audio and mobile electronics, GPS tracking, all that stuff professionally. So I'm really picky about how wires are run. Like, I don't like them getting in each other's ways, and I don't like them to be hard to access later on. So I want to tie everything down so I can really throw this thing around, throw it into my luggage, and not have to worry about it. So yeah, I'm probably going to tie these together and then pin these down to the floor. So far, this is pretty much what I was planning. I'm liking it. So Sony point and shoot, gimbal, GoPro Hero 4, extra space over here if I get a Hero 5, and for now, check this out. I hope I have one with me. I thought of this. The Hero Session. The Hero Session it doesn't have an internal battery. You have to charge the camera itself. So I have to have Hero Session chargers just on board. And I have to have one for USB-C and mini USB because the Hero 4 Session has this little mini USB port. This guy right here. You know, if you have a Samsung phone, it's probably the same thing. And then the Hero 5 Session has one of these bad boys, which is USB-C, and that would also charge a Hero 5 Black. So I definitely want to have these accessible. And now that I'm thinking about it, I probably want those cables on the end here, so we got to do a little bit of rerouting. Put the cable for the Sony battery under the other two cables. It's kind of hard because it comes up about a ½ inch from here and it's really rigid. So it's going to put a lot of stress on it if I push it down there. Let me see what I can do because I have to move these over. So I think honestly it's going to just make the stretch. I agree with your logic though. I really do. You know, to tuck it under there and make it neater, but it's just too in the port there to really do it effectively. See, these ones are so thick. They just too damn thick. Or else they'd be easier to move over. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put that one because I need 2 ports over here for my Hero Sessions. All right. I'm in the process of building the mini ramp from your channel. Dude, I have a few ramp videos planned, like more than one. Guys, you want to hear a secret? Like a big secret, and I don't like to announce this kind of stuff because it's like nobody wants to hear this type of stuff, but I got a pickup truck. So now I can go and get lumber, which means I'm going to be building ramps. I want to build like some North Shore features in my backyard, maybe some skinnies and stuff like that. So yeah, it's on. We have absolutely no limits yet. And why don't you guys take a guess at what truck I get? I guarantee you get it wrong. I guarantee you get it wrong. F-150, nope. But that's a great truck. Tacoma, nope. And that's how. I'm already getting a text message from my sister. If you guys heard it, she's like, "What? You got a effing pickup truck?" So yeah, I got a pickup truck. How about after the stream, I'll show you guys. It's dark out, but you guys look like you're all wrong so far. You guys look like you're all wrong. Oh, one person was right. One person was right. All right. I'm going to stop looking at the comments, move back on to this. But I did a lot of research, like tons of research. And the Tacoma, of course, was on the top of my list. I mean, how could it not be? It's got the highest residual value of any car ever. Literally, there's no car you can get with a higher residual value than a Toyota Tacoma. Of all the cars, luxury cars, compact cars, nothing holds its value like it. But for me, there was another truck that was a lot more functional. It had a lot of features I really liked. I'm just going to check the battery on my phone because this... I'm actually relying on the battery for this. Okay, I got three quarters. The Tacoma is such a good truck, but I didn't get one, and I knew I was going to catch a lot of crap for that. Because why would you not get a Tacoma? But I got a Honda Ridgeline because And I know the old Ridgeline looks so weird, but the new one looks like a real truck, and it's got underbed storage. It's got the biggest cabin of any truck, of any mid-sized truck. It's got enough space inside the cabin to lock up a mountain bike. It's got the fastest 0 to 60 of any mid-sized truck. It freaking drives itself on the highway, like it steers, it follows the car in front of it. And the bed actually has the widest load width between the wheel wells. Now, I understand it doesn't have the same off-road capabilities as the Tacoma, but, I mean, who am I kidding? I'm just driving on fire roads and stuff, and I've taken on some pretty rough stuff, and I liked it. So, yeah, I got the Ridgeline. I'm going to catch a lot of crap for not getting the Tacoma, but you guys will see some of the things that I want to build into it are going to make a lot of sense with that underbed storage. All right, so I'm struggling here trying to find a nice way to route these cables. That looks kind of weird, but keeps the strain off the cables. Use Velcro tape to keep the cords in shape. Actually, to keep the cords in place, I've got these tie downs that I can stick to the ABS. But it looks like I'm not going to need it because these are so short. This one wrapped around here, what do you guys think? Is that janky or does this look okay? I don't know. There's almost no other good way to get it plugged in. Looks kind of janky. Seth, is there a plan to buy a red? Hell no. A lot of people like the way this looks. And I know one loop is better. Let's experiment. A red. I would the red is, I mean, there's more to that camera than you even know, but I'm not a serious filmmaker. I'm more about getting the shot than making the shot perfect. So no, I'm not gonna take out a second mortgage on a camera. One thing I like is just being able to take a camera like this and just throw it around and then buy a new one if it breaks. And I could buy 25 of these for a red with no lens. So, you know, that's the way to go. I think this actually looks pretty sturdy. I think I'm gonna fix this cable down to the bottom here. Because if it moves around and it jiggles, eventually it could come out. So, and it said, somebody asked about the first slot. Why can't I find that? Comment again. Guys, I researched so many pickup trucks, it's not even funny. I even considered the Nissan because it's cheap. It's cheap and it's good. It's actually performed really well on a lot of tests, but they haven't updated it in so many years. I could have gotten a used one for really cheap, but yeah, decided on the Ridgeline. Another thing about the Ridgeline is the back of the cab with the seats folded up is so big I can sleep in it, and I kind of want to be able to do that on road trips. So, okay, this cable is gonna get cinched down. Don't tell me I can't fit this thick cable in there. Oh yeah, I got myself into trouble here. Oh, it's down now. Yeah, that's useless. I think this is stiff enough where I can just leave it. Dude, Rodney Pierce, thanks for keeping it middle class and down to earth. Your videos rock, Seth. It's gotten me into riding single track and it's a blast. Dude, Rodney, that's like a huge freaking thank you. Holy crap, dude. That is awesome. So, Rodney, first of all, I'm going to make you a mod. You don't have to use this, but you can just impose your will on anybody that you want. If they say anything you don't like, you can just impose your will on them. So that's a little little token of my appreciation. And you know what? Being that this charging case is going to be in the channel for a long time, maybe I could inscribe like an R or something underneath here and we'll all know it's there. Let's see. I would say Rodney definitely deserves that at least. I'm just trying to think of a way to do it. Maybe I'll write it. Maybe I'll use a Sharpie. Because Rodney was here when I was building this, gave me huge support. That is like, dude, thank you so much. And thanks for keeping it middle class and down to earth. Oh, unfortunately, YouTube doesn't pay nearly as much as a lot of other jobs, so I'm going to be keeping it middle class for a long time. And even if I get to the point where I'm not middle class, I'm definitely not going to go Casey Neistat on you guys and start buying first class plane tickets. It's just not me. Not that I'm ever going to get to that point, but thank you so much, Rodney. Seriously. You got back into single track, and that's what I like to hear. If my videos cause you to get up away from the computer and do something, that's like the best possible result. Okay, so we got all this crap in here. Want to put 2 cables into here for charging the Hero sessions. And I think I'm just going to slide them underneath. Let's see how that works. Guys probably see my receding hairline in the camera right now. Getting old. Getting freaking old. Alright, these cables are here. This is the freaking USB cable, like in case I don't have a plug to plug in. Like, who am I kidding? I'm never gonna use this. I should just cut it off. Should I just cut it? Should I get a pair of wire clippers and just freaking cut this USB cable? It's gonna be fine as long as it's not plugged in. You can cut it. It's not gonna affect. Cut it off, right? Who wants to see? Don't cut it off. Don't cut it. Yeah. No. Cut it, bro. Cut that bitch. No. Just loop it, dude. Oh, people are like, no, don't cut it. Don't cut it. Oh, do it. Cut it. Oh, I can't put it back on if I cut it. I can't put it back on. Okay, all right, here's the deal. If I can fit it under here and take it back out when I need it, and it doesn't impede anything, then I'm going to leave it, if I can loop it around. But if not, I'm cutting it. I'm cutting it. I am not going to compromise on this at all. Okay, so one loop under these USB cables. Yeah, it doesn't take up any additional space. That's kind of a bummer. I love just cutting stuff. That would have been fun. All right, whatever. I'm going to hide all the cables. So these 2 guys, these are for charging GoPros. So let's test that out. So I've got a GoPro Hero session here. I can plug it in. It's got power. Probably going to be tough to fit another one in here, but I'm going to leave all this open anyway. Damn, this is coming out better than I even expected. Damn, Rodney, that was really generous of you. Okay, so that's here. I think that's everything for now. I've got this USB-C, mini USB, and I've got 2 extra ports here. So when I get additional cameras like a Hero 5 Black, oh, actually I can do that with this, but I might have a dual charger or something. I have expansion now. And because all this stuff is dual lock, I can take it apart, I can service it, and I can make changes to it. So the question now, how to hold this piece in. My original, I have to bring it up a little bit on this side. And I have these little brackets here I think I'm gonna attach these little guys and make it sit like this, and just by tucking it under here, it should actually stay in place pretty well. Maybe I'll try and fix some dual lock to it. Needs more zip ties. So I don't know if you can see how rigid this stuff is, but I used to be like a zip tie master. Like I put a zip tie every 2 inches, but the problem is when you go to service it or change something, you gotta cut all the zip ties. So the way this is nice and sturdy, I think I'm gonna leave it, or you know what? Okay, so anybody who just came here, dual lock is this, it's this really heavy duty Velcro type stuff. And each side of it is the same. There's not like a soft side and a hard side. There's not a hook and a loop like the way that Velcro is. So you actually just snaps together. It's super hard. I mean, you can attach like a freaking, you can probably attach all your tools to the wall with this stuff. So, so that's where we're at. So I'm gonna take this thing, I'm gonna attach these pieces to it to hold it up, and we're gonna put it in there, but maybe I just need one. Yeah, I think I just need that in the middle. How am I gonna attach this? I don't have any crazy glue or epoxy, or did I just get myself into a jam here? Do you guys think that I could use a soldering iron to kind of weld this on? I don't have hot glue. And it's nighttime in freaking the outskirts of Asheville. There's not a lot. I mean, I guess I could go to a Walmart, but we ain't doing that on cellular. Let's try the soldering iron. I'm going to try the soldering iron, and I'm going to risk ruining this piece of ABS. But let's see if we can get it to hold on with a soldering iron, because you know what? I'm all about having fun, and that seems like the most fun way to do it. If I can find my damn soldering iron. Ha ha! We got a soldering iron. That's what we're going to do. We're going to weld this plastic on with a soldering iron. Now, I used to use this soldering iron for... No, not going to work. It's not Lexan or plexiglass. It's ABS. I want to hear some more feedback before I go and do this, because I'm seeing people saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. It's not going to end well. No. Velcro to hub. I can't Velcro it to the hub because this thing's up so high. So I actually need to take this piece. Is this out of frame? I'd have to take this piece right here and attach it here to the ABS. Is this not going to work with a soldering iron? Like melting them together? Man, people are really against this idea. People are super against this idea. With tape, it's not going to tape then solder. That's a good idea. Like jig it in place. Yes, it will. Pretty sure it will. Ah, screw you guys. I'm going to try it. And I might regret it, but I'm not going to go too deep in where, you know, there's a problem. But whoever gave that, whoever gave that tip about holding it in place with tape and then soldering it, that's a good idea, because it's going to be sort of like a jig. Oh, test it. Let's test it. Let's test it with this piece and this piece. I think that's the perfect experiment. We're going to try it out first, and I wish I could like bring the camera closer in an easier way, but if you saw my rig here, you would see why that's not possible. Let's try it. First, I'm going to plug this in. Now, this soldering iron, it's an old, cheap Radio Shack soldering iron, and it's got a super long cable, like ridiculously long, because I used to work on cars with it. So I actually extended the plug for it. I took this wire, heat shrink tubing, and extended the wire. Like, if electricians just cringe when they see the kinds of things that I do because, yeah, give her. We got some Canadians. All right, so let's let this thing heat up. And again, what I'm going to try and do is jig, kind of a tape jig, put this in place and try and weld it to the other piece of plastic. And if it does, then I'm going to do it on the production piece. I need to put this piece on here to hold it up high enough to meet up with these cables. So now while the soldering iron is heating up, move this stuff out of the way. I'll put this on top of the vise anvil thing so that it doesn't get... I have to make some slits here for these cables to release some of the tension. All right. That's could be better, but it's okay. How many people from Canada? I have nothing but good things to say about Canada and Canadians, having spent some more time there. Give her, bud. Hell yeah, we got some Canadians out there. I picked up a little bit of Canadian slang while I was out there. Eh? Alright. Let's see how this soldering iron is heating up. Yeah, I can definitely feel the heat coming off of it. More seltzer. So again, anybody who's just joining me, I'm building a case that has everything I need to charge all my camera batteries and GoPros and everything. And yeah, gonna be able to hold all my stuff, all my cables, and be in one place and just have one plug for all of it. So I don't have stuff, you know, sometimes I stay at like subscribers' houses and stuff like that. People put me up and it's like, not good. Not good. I got stuff just laying all over the place. I feel like I'm taking over their house. Even a hotel room, it's like, use like 2 entire wall sockets and then whoever I'm with doesn't have space for their crap. F-Met Airsoft. Hi Seth, I just want to tell you that I love your vids and also I got a specialized pitch sport. Is it good? Let's check really quick. Thank you, first of all. And yeah, I don't know anything about a specialized pitch sport. Let me just search it. Normally I don't do this, but the soldering iron is heating up. Looks like an XC bike to me, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really see. I mean, yeah, it's a hardtail. Is it a 29? Oh no, it's a 650B. Yeah, it looks like a decent bike. And it looks like you could definitely do upgrades to it too if you wanted to, because it's not like, you know, it's a decent bike. It's a very decent bike. I've always said for around the $500 to $600 point, you can get a good hardtail that you can, you know, start riding trails with for no problem. So I really hope you have a good summer on that. I think this thing might be hot enough for us to do some destruction. So let's see if we can solder this here. Oh, take your guys' advice and tape this in place first. ABS fumes kill. Yeah, there's... maybe I should open up my garage door a little bit, and then so many bugs are going to come in here because the lights are on. Oh, what to do. Maybe just deal with the bugs. Okay. Seth, use nail polish remover. So nail polish remover, so Rodney Pierce, another $5. Seth, use nail polish remover. So nail polish remover is going to melt the ABS and keep it in place. here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna cut this in half. We're gonna do one half of it with nail polish remover, and we're gonna do the other half of it with the soldering iron. So with ABS, if you just score it, you can just snap it right in half. So I'm going to hold this in place with some tape. I am gonna open the door for the fumes because I don't like fumes either. And then you guys can bear with me while I'm grabbing some nail polish remover because I believe I have acetone upstairs for when I'm doing my nails. As you can see, I take very good care of my nails. No, my wife has that stuff though, I think. Okay, so Ty Brenninger, on Rodney's behalf, use acetone nail polish remover. Also, keep up the good work. Been watching since 50K. Oh, dude, you're an OG. You've been here for a while. I like that. All right, I'm loving this. I'm going to try the soldering iron just out of curiosity for the sake of like destruction or whatever. But this acetone sounds super smart. That sounds like a super smart idea. So I'm taping these in place so that we can do the test, so that they're kind of held in place for us to try this. I feel like they're going to slide out of the way anyway. And hang tight. I'm going to run upstairs, and I'm going to grab the acetone. I'm going to ventilate the garage, and we're going to do a little experiment here, and you guys are going to be such a big part of this thing. I wish I could leave something here, and I have something really entertaining to leave here for you guys while I'm going upstairs. This is going to be in a future video. Let's get it under the camera. Try and figure out what the hell that thing is. Most ridiculous product anybody's ever sent me. Alright guys, just struck out big time on the acetone. My wife's asleep. I don't want to wake her up. And I don't know if you ever looked through, I assume like 95% of you are guys. I don't know if you ever looked through your wife or girlfriend's stuff. I mean, finding stuff is just impossible. So, what I think we're going to do at the risk of losing the stream is let's go pick up some acetone. I don't want to leave this plugged in. Why don't we try this first? I'm going to try and tack it over here. And then we're going to go for a little ride. Okay, so I want to melt both sides. Trying to be as careful as possible. Move along the edge. Just like a MIG welder. I think I can get some acetone at CVS, and I think CVS is open, right? Oh, maybe it's not open 24/7. Do you think like a gas station or 7-Eleven would have that kind of stuff? And if we drive, I'm just going to mount the phone someplace in the car, and I'm not really going to pay much attention to it. I do not like being distracted while driving. It's like a huge pet peeve of mine. Okay, so I just sort of welded this in place. Let me get the tape out of the way. This worked pretty good. Let me finish welding this part. CVS is closed. Yeah, I think you're right. There used to be a 24-hour CVS where I live, but I think we're struck out on the acetone. And I'm kind of not, I kind of don't want to go on a car ride either, because it's like, I'm trying to conduct a live stream here. All right, let's wait for this plastic to cool. It doesn't seem like incredibly sturdy, but dude, maybe. acetone is like a really smart tip. I didn't even think of that. But I gotta be honest. Not the greatest. Let's try something else. We'll put sort of a melt line between, I'll start on one end. Oh, let me move this over so you guys are in frame. Kind of start on one end and move over here, like underneath it. See if that's any better. Oh, that kind of feels stiffer. Let's like do a side weld. Just weld an ABS with a soldering iron without the garage door open. It's starting to get fumey in here. I'm gonna pop it. Oh, I can immediately feel a rush of fresh air. That is so much better. Okay. Hopefully a bear doesn't come in here. I've been seeing like just random bears walking around my neighborhood. Okay, so I have to freaking bungee cord the garbage can. Wake the wife and use acetone. Maybe I will do that. But dude, this is not bad. And if I put like a little bar of this to strengthen it. Okay. So you can see here, it's sort of welded on. Let's wait for it to cool. Oh, there's already bugs coming in here. I'll wait for this to... Oh, this is stiff. This is way stiffer having done it from the bottom. Nick Brungard, gas money for Walmart. Come to Raystown Lake in Pennsylvania sometime. Work at QVP and ordering a Salsa Red Point. Hell yes! 150 millimeter trail bike next week. Dude, I'm so happy for you. New Bike Day is just the best day. What's a better day than New Bike Day? Guys, this is on there. Ugh. I mean, I broke it off by messing with it enough. But I'm curious about the acetone. All right. I don't want to leave the live stream again, but I think I'm going to go up, wake my wife up. She knows this is my job. We just got $100 freaking dollars here. I think I can wake her up. I'll put this thing back here for you guys to feast your eyes on. Again, the most ridiculous thing anybody has ever mailed me. I mean, how the hell could you say this has anything to do with bike riding? In the ad for it, they actually have like a guy riding his bike with this around his neck so he can like film his ride. And I said to him, dude, like you really want me to review that? Like, do you know what kind of review I'm gonna give? He's like, I don't care. I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna try it and I'm gonna be honest. So, yeah, that's gonna be fun. So, all right. I'm going to close the garage so that I don't find a bear in here, and then we're going to get some acetone. All right, let's give her, boys. I got it. All right. Let's see. What percentage? So, nail polish remover from Beauty 360. Let's check this stuff out. I should probably use a Q-tip to apply this. Acetone, water, propylene carbonate. This is not pure acetone, but you know what? It's going to do the trick. Me, $1, mic drop. Thank you so much. Unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. That doesn't seem right. I think that message is just there for Thank you. Thank you, everybody that's been leaving super chats. Okay, let's do it. I'm just going to use a paper towel to try and apply this as precisely as possible. We're going to test it here, and then we're going to move on to the... Let's fill this up. Oh, man. Oh, I just spilled freaking... That was careless. All right, well, let's see. I just spilled a whole crap load of acetone on here. Let's stick the ABS on there. I could see maybe acetone and then light it on fire. Okay, I'm going to leave it there until it like kind of evaporates. I'm gonna wipe off the excess too. Let me go over to the garbage can and deal with this. I really created a problem here. Okay. How about two-part epoxy? Epoxy would work amazing, but I don't have any epoxy. Wait, do I not have epoxy? Let's check the supply chest. I gotta step up my supplies game around here. I do not have two-part epoxy, although I usually do. Okay, so... maybe this is just some wimpy acetone. It's got all this water that has to evaporate out of it. So, listen, I don't know if there's differences between different kinds of ABS plastic. The acetone... Love the video, Seth. They kept me riding while my collarbones healed. Oh, collarbones? You break both of them? Back on the bike again. Stop back in Northwest Arkansas, Southwest Missouri anytime. Dude, that place was fun. That place was really fun. Bentonville is like, it's almost like a bike park that's built into a city. I will definitely be coming through there again, and I'm glad that they kept me riding while my collarbones healed. So I guess you're riding with me today every time I make a video. I gotta be honest, the acetone, is it that it just has to dry or something? I'm gonna keep an eye on the main comments here. Does anybody know anything about this? Yeah. It's not pure acetone, you're 100% right. Add heat. I mean, I light it on fire. There's an idea. Try the plastic weld with zip tie filler. Zip tie flux. We'll take a zip tie and we'll TIG weld it. Yeah, that. I don't know. So the acetone definitely softened it up over here. Like, there's definitely some merits to this, but I think overall you know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. Because I think the acetone, there are some merits to it, but it's not quite working for this, and I want to move the project along. I'm going to put acetone along here. I'm going to tape it down, and then I'm going to weld around the edges. So this part is going to be held on with acetone, and then the edge is going to be sealed up with a soldering iron. And I think we're going to be okay, because I want to move this along. I want to get to sleep. I want to go for a ride tomorrow, and I want to get a video going by early next week. So I want to spend some time editing for the rest of the weekend. So let's see. Am I going to be able to hold it on with this? Yes, for sure. Okay. So, acetone on the bottom here. Good tip. It did work better when I welded the bottom, but I think if this truly softens it up and sort of glues it in place, that might be a good solution. Let's get that's about where I want it. Again, we're not going to see this part. This is just to hold the thing up a little bit. Okay. All right, it's in place. Just super glue it. There's an idea. There's an idea. Gorilla Glue, super glue. Freaking sticks amazing to ABS. I don't have any right now, and I'm working with what I have. I should have been more prepared for this project, but for some reason I didn't. And I don't have hot glue. Anything that you guys, so anybody who's just joining me, I'm going to give you a background once I bring the case back in here. Basically, it's whenever I go on trips, I have to charge GoPro batteries, Hero Sessions, normal camera batteries, gimbal batteries, all sorts of stuff. And I'm constantly plugging these USB kind of bugs into walls and having cables everywhere. And then when I move to a new spot, I'm wrapping everything up. And it's a huge chore. It's like a big, big chore keeping all my batteries charged and keeping all my stuff together. So this case is going to keep everything together, and it's going to actually have every charger for every device I need all in one. One plug goes into the wall, everything stays in the case, everything gets charged. I've already tested to see if this stuff gets hot. Really doesn't. So I'm not worried about it being in the case, but just in case, I put a base of ABS here, ABS plastic. There's a USB hub that plugs into all the chargers. There's gonna be a cover here, and yeah, that's where we're at. So I'm gonna get back to assembling the rest of the case in a second here. Right now I'm welding a piece of ABS plastic to another with a soldering iron, and this time I'm doing it a lot more slowly and more carefully. And I have some acetone underneath it, which should sort of help the pieces stick together. Ever thought of using a camera? No, yeah, I thought of the camera case with the foam, but I looked at a lot of different ones, and this seemed the most flexible in terms of mounting and running wires. So I think when this is done, you'll see where my head was at. Right. Clean this up a little bit. Not such a bad weld for a soldering iron. Now it's time to unplug this freaking thing and air out the garage for a second. I'm gonna get brain dead. Feel that fresh air rushing in. Alright, find someplace safe to rest this soldering iron. Put it on top of the metal vise. Okay. This is not wiggling at all. This is right on there. And now I'm going to move everything back in place and show you guys what this is really for. Okay. So let's review. We have our chargers here. They're held in with 3M dual lock. There's wires running through here plugged into this USB hub. The USB hub can plug into the wall for power so that I can charge everything at the same time. And then this piece goes right here, fits like a glove, and covers up all that nonsense. It covers up the extra USB cable in case I don't have a plug. And there we go. Yeah, it's sort of in place, and yeah, it's the right height. I don't really know that I need anything to hold this in place. I mean, what would be a good way to hold this in place if I wanted to? Maybe just tape. See how clean this all is? I've got... Let's do a dry run. Hey, ever making more BMX or trials videos? Let me reload my super chat because for some reason it's not... Hey, all right, I missed a few people. No Breaks 23, live free, ride hard, play bikes. Hell yes, play bikes. That is a Phil quote. Cameron Soy, love the video, Seth. They kept me riding while my collarbones healed. I read you out in the other chat. Back on the bike again. Stop back in Northwest Arkansas or Southwest Missouri anytime. Hell yeah. Ryan Smith, ever making more BMX or trials videos? I don't know about the trials videos. I'm gonna keep the trials bike around just in case. I actually just reached out to Ali Clarkson by email. He's a trials guy in the UK, and so if I ever go over there, hopefully I'll meet up with him. BMX. Honestly, I think I'm getting a dirt jumper and going more in that direction because for me, every time I get on the 20-inch after getting off a mountain bike, I get hurt, just so squirrely. So I'll do a little bit more BMX stuff when I build the ramps. Of course, I'm going to try it out on the BMX and do some tricks, but probably more mountain bike and dirt jumping and stuff like that. So, and everybody asks about Minnesota. Am I going to hit up Minnesota? Eventually. That is like fat bike territory up there for sure. Okay. Let's plug this in and try and charge a bunch of crap. That's what I'm on right now. Okay. So this charger can just fit in here and you can close it up with the wires and everything. I'm going to plug it in. Look at that. Let me turn the lights down a little bit. I'm sure you can see the lights, but see that's lit up. There we go. This one's lit up. See, these batteries are charged or else these would turn red. Let me see, is this one dead? No. Yeah, they're always going to be blue because these batteries are already charged. I have these Wasabi power batteries. That goes in there. You can see the light because we put the light up facing. This light upward facing. Let's charge this Hero 4 session. So we got a mini USB cable. See, we should have some, yeah, the lights are turning on. Look at that. And it all gets enclosed so that we can't see everything. I got space here for my cameras. I got space for cables, connectors, batteries. I think what I'm going to do is make some spaces here for dead batteries and live batteries so that I can keep them in, keep them organized. The last thing I really need to do is figure out how to secure this piece in place. There's really no better way to do it than Scotch lock, I think. 3M dual lock. Sorry, I keep saying that. Use Velcro. Yeah, maybe Velcro is the way to go. Because Velcro is a little less harsh than the 3M dual lock. Wow, this is like really on there good now. Am I going to come to Southern California? Yeah, for sure. I don't know when. Like I said, every time I do travel, I end up losing like 2 weeks worth of work. So I have to get back into the swing of things before I do that. But look at this. It's a beautiful thing. All this stuff is charging at once. I have one freaking cable here to plug in. I can just wrap this up, throw it all in here, close everything up, zip it up, and throw it in my bag. I'm like super stoked about this. Use zip ties or a hinge for the cover. Everybody keeps saying zip ties, and I'm wondering how I would hold this cover down with the zip ties. I mean, I guess I could put a hole here and a hole here, attach it here, and hinge it, you know? That's one way to do it. But then I'm relying on this piece that sort of comes out feel like that's an idea that sounds better on paper. It sounds better on paper, hinging it on here. Magnets, everybody keeps saying magnets. I don't have I don't have any magnets I can really use for this. All right, I gotta come up with an idea quick. We're spending too much time on this. I'm gonna file this down a little bit on the bench grinder, and then we're gonna go for the Velcro. So let's turn this. Let's get it so that you guys can see what's going on. Oh, I am at 20% battery. We gotta wrap this up. Oh my God, it's on fire, Seth. All right, so I'm gonna file this down a little bit because I need. Your speakers. Oh man, I should have turned the gain down before that. I'm sorry, guys. So, testament to how good the welding job was. I just put the freaking thing in a bench grinder and it held up. So, I am. Anybody who had cell phones on just had their ears just decimated. All right, so you guys are really in it with me. Okay. So this thing's now down a little bit lower and it's got enough room for some Velcro. Or I could use a little piece of dual lock. Yeah, maybe some dual lock on here. Poo on it. I don't know if that would work, dude. Sorry. Although I appreciate the suggestion. All right. Oh man, I am the next video that I'm making. I am reviewing like 10 different products, and one of them is this ridiculous thing. The other one are these things. This company sent me these. Like, people send me stuff all the time. This is like actually awesome for mountain biking. This has in it everything you need for just an absolute, like, terrible trailside bathroom emergency. It's got wipes, it's got a bag to put everything in, it's got toilet paper, hand sanitizer, you name it. So, yeah, very, very good. To anybody who's just joining me, I did mention before that I don't post these live streams to rewatch. I leave them unlisted. But if you're just joining me and you want to see the first part of the stream, just save the link in the top of your bar, or share it and like text message it to yourself, and you should be able to rewatch it. Now, if you're one of my patrons and you're signed up on Patreon, it actually gets posted there for you to access easily. But there's a lot of reasons why I don't want to post these all to YouTube after. I think a live stream should just remain a live stream for the most part. I don't want newcomers to the channel to have to sift through live streams to get to the videos that are going to be most interesting to them. So yeah, if you want to rewatch this, just click the share button, text message it to yourself, or save the URL, and you should be able to rewatch it when it gets posted. So here we go. Dual lock is in there. Dual lock is on top of here. How it's pretty thin, but it actually seems like it's on there pretty sturdy. And going to push this in here. It's snapped in. this gets, yeah, that's it. This is in place. We've got our chargers for all our cameras. We got these batteries. I left some of my cameras upstairs, but let's load this up with some stuff. Got my gimbal. We can put some GoPros in here. We have this plug. The plug that powers it all can go in here. We can put it in here and zip it up. I can put all my cables, connectors, spare batteries, all the stuff can go in here. Get closed up, and then when I go on trips and I have to keep all my batteries charged for the next day, this turned out about as good as I was hoping. Maybe better than what I was hoping. Of course, I would like to go out and get some super glue and epoxy so that next time I do some kind of a thing like this, I have it. You just pull the plug out, plug it in, and that's it. This is pretty much what I set out to accomplish. And yeah, whenever you guys see this in one of my videos or vlogs or whatever, you will have been a part of it. If you are just joining me, remember that this is not going to get posted to the channel. It's going to be left unlisted. So if you do want to be able to rewatch it from the beginning, just save the URL so that you can replay it. And of course, if you're a patron, it's going to get posted to Patreon for people to play for all eternity. For all the people that are not on this live stream right now and not patrons, well, they're not going to be able to see it, and you guys are going to know what you're looking at when you see it in one of the videos. So thanks to everybody who supported me. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Cameron. Thank you, No Breaks 23. Me, $1, Nick Brungard, Ty Brenninger, Rodney Pierce, Efma Airsoft, Rodney, seriously, thank you. Nick Coletti, Garrett Hewitt, Wesley Minion, Church 370, Will Lucas, David Worcester, and Ezra. Thank you very much, and I did promise you guys one thing, that I would just show you the truck. So I'll do that with